Welcome into the table from WMMA Jam, Stacy Lynn. She's going to help us call these girls up. As far as their fight goes, Stacy is very educated. Not only is she gorgeous, she's talented and smart. Man, way out of our league, Jens. Way out of our league. How you doing, Stacy?
Selling it.
I'm good. Sorry I'm late. I had to work.
Yeah, that's okay. You know, at least you're an American that has a job.
Yay, full-time work.
All right, tell us a little bit about these girls. What do you know, Stacy?
I don't know a whole lot about what Stephanie's been up to. I know Alyce has been training at a Premier Combat Center. She's been in the gym quite a bit. Really excited to see how these things turn out.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
expect a very technical fight out of either one of these girls, but it's going to be a brawl. I know Alyce really, really wants this. So.
Oh, they're punching each other. Uh-oh. Stephanie with a nice combination. She really strikes.
She's got to stop turning her head. She's got to turn in.
I'm going to say she wants the guillotine,
watch that
go
choke,
figure.
Yep.
And I'm going to say one of them has no real idea.
And that's Aaron Steele's student right there with a deep guillotine choke in on Alyce. Now, she landed a good punch, and she's bloodied up her nose. Tell me what blood can do to your psyche in a fight, Stacy.
I mean, it'll freak you out depending on how experienced you are. I know that some people really don't mind it. Some people really get freaked out. I know if Stephanie keeps trying for this choke, she's going to exhaust her arms. Though Alyce has got to shoot her arm out, get her head out of that choke, and get back to guard where she can start working some punches.
Yeah,
and,
Stephanie needs to roll over and go for a mount at that point.
So she broke out of the guillotine, which is a good transition. It was no real sell to that. Now again, is she over the? Nope. She was looking to set up a triangle. So you can tell she's got just enough.
She's got to get her butt in.
Oh, now Alyce is taking her turn and giving Stephanie some music, but there is blood dripping from Alyce. And this is this girl's first fight, and they're getting to break in right away and see what this sport's really about.
Back on her feet.
Kind of seen Stephanie had a little stronger stand up in the first round.
I don't know if I don't even know what to say about the punching aspect. Someone's lacking the striking coach at this point, but we got to work on that because she is landing the punches, but
there's no power.
No power. She's
beyond no power. There's no mechanics. So that'd be one thing when you watch this later on. Work on those mechanics. You got to twist those feet and learn how to punch from your chin straight out. You're not slapping / pawing /
absolutely not
patting a bug out of someone's hair. You're trying to knock them out.
Another nice punch by Alyce. She got a good one right in there. But let's remind you, America, that these are amateurs. This is their first fight. Ed is gracious enough to provide a platform such as this for these gals in the amateur, and maybe we're going to see more of this type of stuff in the future, which is great for our young fighters.
You know, although we're not seeing a very technical fight, I know that both girls are really strong in heart. There's a lot of bad blood between the two. I know there's been some words shared on Facebook. I know neither one of them is going to give up very easily, so we'll see how this goes.
A lot of taunting going on. Oh, and now look at this. Alyce
This is
moved
a good
over.
place for Alyce. We'll see what she can do with 10 seconds left in the fight.
Arm across the face. She's going to kind of smother a little bit, take some of oxygen out of her, wears down the energy. Champ is into this one.
Yeah, I mean, again, and it's not knocking. I'm not knocking on anybody fighting or anybody doing their thing. I commend anybody that steps in there. But when you sit there and you watch, the job is a guy who's been in there and have learned how to fight, and you know what I mean? And as long as I've been doing it, and I see, the thing is that I want to see is, again, crisper punching, because you can tell they have heart. They have the quote-unquote fortitude to fight. They're not afraid to fight out there. What they're having is they're lacking in the hips, and what I mean by that is in a wrestling aspect, to use your hips to lift things, to create motion. Same thing with your hands, turning those hips and letting that hand come straight out, punching like that. Having yourself wide open is as bad as having your chin up, your eyes closed, looking away. A lot of little fundamental things that, again, everybody needs to work on, and that's just one of those things that I'm seeing is, you know that they're going to hear this later on. So that's the one part I always loved about commentating fights is I treat it like two ways. A, I'm sitting on a couch with my friends and I'm watching this, and B, I know that they're going to be watching this later, so I start throwing out coaching tips as much as I can.
And nobody knows technique better than a former world champion, that's for sure. We're coming up on the second round here. This is third round.
This is the second.
The second.
How do we just pull a warp?
I will say that I can tell that these girls are kind of lacking sparring. Both of them don't know what to do when they get punched in the face, and I'm not trying to say that in a means to
no, you're advising them.
Take
this
anything away
fight.
from either one of them. But,
absolutely.
You know, again, the tenacity from both of them. I know that they are not going to quit. Some technical striking, some Muay Thai. I mean, the clinch is wide open.
Oh, there's a judo throw. That's a little Aaron Steele that you've seen there from Stephanie. Now she's in the guard of Alyce.
Stephanie is going to be coming in with a pretty well-developed ground game, working with Aaron Steele. But I don't want to take anything away from Alyce. She's been working with Felipe up at Premier Combat Center. She's got great coaches. She's been in the gym. Again, though, this is your first fight. You never really know what to expect out of a fight until you actually get in there.
And it's a lot different.
I think they're both doing really good. We got a
good job of locking up
here.
a triangle.
Look at this. She's going for a triangle. She's going for some
jiu-jitsu. Good job of locking it up. She
own.
needs to shift her hips and get that right leg across the back of the neck. She needs to
put that arm across.
Bring her hips out a little bit so she can lock that up more. She needs to scoot out.
Pull her hips out, put that arm across.
Shoot the leg across and then lock it up and then cinch back up in the middle. Pull that arm across.
Yes.
You kind of got to go through your 1, 2, 3s. After you lock it up, you want the arm across. You want to make sure the lock is tight. Then the hands on the back of the head. And
cut off that
oxygen
supply.
Let it just slowly dissipate to night-night.
Absolutely.
She's doing a really good job, though, striking from bottom position. She could transition into an armbar at this point, too. You know, again, though, that'll come with experience. She'll watch this fight and see, you know, she needs to pull her leg across. She needs to get her hips around to finish the choke. But she's doing really well with her ground game from the bottom. So
I like that she's staying busy and striking and still scoring points. Because at the end of the day, what it boils down to is scoring points in every position that you do. Yes, you're going for the finish. You're trying to get the submission or you're trying to get the knockout. Now she's starting to get that locked up a little tighter. Now if she goes ahead and pulls down on the head and really starts to apply the pressure, she can put that. But by scoring those points is making a big statement so there's no doubt that you've won each round in case that it goes to the judges.
Yep.
If she can roll this all the way over and then sit up on top, keeping that lock and go ahead and finish with strikes that way.
Yep.
I mean, she's really got to lock that down right there, and she's got to win.
Stephanie's doing a really good job hanging in there, though. Alyce has got to sit up to her butt.
There she goes. That's tighter.
Triangle.
And that's a tap.
Nice. Good fight, ladies.
Good job, Alyce. Alyce Roen there.
Being shown in the cage.
Yeah, maybe this will end all the
bad blood is.
Yeah, this will end all the bad blood right there. You know, you had a problem at school. You went, you banged it out. When you're done, you
settled it.
That's settled it. It's over.
There's no point in harboring a grudge. Go ahead and go back. I mean, that shouldn't even be high school. You know what I mean? That should just be, when it's settled, we're done.
We're done, yeah. And you know what? They did it in a healthy format. They both trained hard, and they both made it here today. It's not easy to get in front of a crowd this size.
No, my hat's off to them. That's exactly. My hat's off to them regardless of what they've done. What they said, what they thought they were going to do is at the end of the day, they walked in there and they did it. And they went out there and they trained. Now that you did do that, time for me to start breaking it apart with the technique aspect. No, just kidding. But no, they did a great job, and hopefully from here they can both go back, sharpen up their skills, and continue to learn.
57 seconds in the second round. Free winner by tap out in the triangle choke. Alyce Roen.
There you go, your official announcement from announcer Mike Kendall.